everyone, my name is Amit, and in this video lesson, we are going to discuss as to how you can clear CSAT paper in 2023 very easily. What should be your exam taking strategy? What are the topics that you should be focusing upon? How many questions that you should be attempting? So this is what is going to be our agenda in this video. First of all, let us look at the pattern of this examination. You will be having a total of 80 questions, which is of 200 marks. That means for every right answer, you will be awarded 2.5 marks, and for every wrong answer, there is going to be a penalty of 0.833 marks, which is 1/3 of 2.5. And the meaning of this paper being qualifying in nature is you need to get 66 marks, at least 66 marks to qualify this paper. Anything that you get more than 66 is immaterial. Your selection in mains examination is going to be depending upon how many marks you have got in paper 1. But in paper 2, you need to get at least 66 marks, which is 1/3 of 200 marks, isn't it? Now, if you get 166 marks, if you get 189, that's immaterial. You need to get at least 66 marks. Now, is this exam getting tougher and tougher over a period of time? Yes. Because this paper does not have any section-wise paper pattern. You do not know how many questions you would be getting from QA section, how many questions you are going to get from LR section, how many questions you will be getting from RC section. And that is why this paper is a bit different than that of any other aptitude-based paper. And nowadays it is not a qualifying paper. Nowadays it has turned out to be a rejection paper, where students are doing very good in paper 1, but since they do not get 66 marks in paper 2, they do not get qualified for the mains examination. So now this is turning out to be a rejection paper. And please be careful, because for last 2-3 years, almost 50% of the questions are being asked from the quant section. Less number of questions are being asked from a logical reasoning section, and that is why this one is turning out to be a bit weird. And there will always be 4 to 5 questions that you would not even understand what the question is talking about. So out of 80 questions, these 4-5 questions are any which way gone, right? So out of 75 questions, you have to build a strategy so that you get 66 marks, at least 66 marks. Now, mistakes that you have been making, you as a student have been making, no less understanding of the CSAT, the ever-changing pattern of CSAT. So those were the days when you would be getting questions from ethical dilemma kind of problems, decision making. But nowadays you have got only 3 sections: QA, LR, and RC. That's it. So you need to have a clear understanding of what kind of questions are coming in CSAT paper nowadays. Another mistake that people commit is they do the last minute preparation of CSAT under this impression that this is qualifying in nature. So 1 month or last 45 days are going to be sufficient for CSAT preparation. That is not applicable at all. So you have to have a very thorough understanding of the syllabus and practice and mock tests. Only then you would be able to get those 66 marks that are desired for you to crack this examination. And students nowadays are not writing enough mock tests. Understand this. And I always say that if you need to crack this examination, then like any other aptitude paper, 1/3 is what we discuss in the classroom, the theory part, and then the classroom problems. 1/3 is what do you do at your home? How many questions are you practicing with? And 1/3 is how many mock tests are you writing? So writing those mock tests will let you understand the topics that you're comfortable with. Topics you're not comfortable with, isn't it? And on the basis of that, you would be able to form a strategy. Now, this is really very important. Students, I don't know why, but they miss out on this point. Now, last but not the least, students sometimes do not understand the difference between aptitude and maths. So what do we get in CSAT paper is the basic simple mathematics, arithmetics that you were taught in 6th standard, 7th standard and 8th standard. It has nothing to do with maths. It's very basic, simple application of arithmetics. That's it. And if you keep telling yourself that since I was weak in maths and hence I would not be able to crack this examination, there is this gap of understanding. So please understand that this is a paper of aptitude. This is not the paper of mathematics. Now, since so how many questions that you should be attempting in order to get 66 marks? And this is one favorite question that students ask all the time. So say you have got 80 questions, right? How many questions do you think that you would be able to attempt? Maybe 40 questions, right? And if you attempt 40 questions with 60% accuracy, you have failed the examination. So 60% accuracy will not give you 66 marks. Whereas if you have 75% accuracy, then you would be able to get the qualifying marks. So 75% of what is what? You get 30 into 2.5, which is you will get 75, and then 10 into 0.833, that you have to subtract, right? So you have to subtract 8.33 marks, and see this, you're reaching onto a bare minimum threshold of getting 66 marks, isn't it? So 60% accuracy will lead you nowhere, whereas 75% accuracy will get you 66 marks, but this is a dangerous strategy. And if you get 80% accuracy, that comes with a lot of practice. If you solve 40 questions with 80% accuracy, you would be able to get a very decent marks, जहां पे आपको चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, right? But what is advisable? The advisable strategy is that you should be able to attempt at least 50 questions. Anything beyond 50 is immaterial. Then you should be able to solve 50% question with, if you solve this with 60% accuracy, you have failed the examination. Please do the math on your own. If you do this with 70% accuracy, you will get the bare minimum marks to crack this examination. If you get 50 questions with 75% accuracy, then your marks will be anywhere close to 83, 84. And if somehow your accuracy level is 80%, then you are going to get some 93 marks. Now, since we would like to be in a comfortable position, this strategy and this strategy, they are not acceptable. So what is that we should be focusing upon? We should be focusing upon our accuracy level also. Number of questions plus accuracy level. So if you're solving 40 questions with 80% accuracy, fine. If you're solving 50 questions with 75% accuracy, 80% accuracy, that's absolutely fine. So how do we build upon this strategy is another very important point that we would be talking about during the program. Now, what are the topics that you should be focusing upon in QA section? Understand this. If you look at the paper, majority of the questions, if you have got 80 questions, then very close to 40 questions are being asked from the QA section. 50%. It could be here and there, plus minus 5%, 10%. But majority of the questions nowadays are being asked from the QA section, and from that you are getting questions from these three sections only. One questions here and there, but majority of the questions are being asked from number system, arithmetic, and permutation and combination. When I say permutation and combination, this is a problem of addition and subtraction. That's a very basic problems are being asked from permutation and combination. But from number system, you may expect questions from the concept of last digit, the concept of zeros, the LCM, HCF, which number is bigger, which number is smaller. So those kind of questions you may expect from number system. From arithmetics, you see, your selection, trust me, is going to depend upon how well you have prepared this particular section. How well you have prepared for percentage, ratios, averages, time, speed, distance, time and work. So these questions, these topics will certainly be giving you questions, right? So we need to be focusing upon arithmetic section a lot. Number system, yes, we will be doing in a very detailed format, right? And then obviously, because we are getting 2-3 questions from permutation and combination, we have got to be really very careful about this topic. So what are the topics that will get you no questions? You see, algebra gets you no question here. No questions from algebra section, no questions from geometry, no questions from coordinate geometry. Hardly 1 or 2 questions may be asked from area and volume problems. That is it. So you do not have to learn the properties of triangle and the properties of angles and the properties of circles. Please don't do that. That's not required out here. Now, if you understand this thing, let's talk about RC section. Now, RC section is a section that majority of the students do not like to rely upon. What are the reasons behind this? People have not done the diversified reading. Nowadays, you're being asked questions from environment and ecology, from philosophy, psychology, from political science, from economics, from current affairs. So you need to have a very diversified reading to understand the paragraph. Now, you should also be able to solve past year question papers. And if you do not do that, you will not be able to understand what kind of questions that they are asking you. Because every examination has its own flair of asking RC questions and analyzing the mistakes that you should be committing. So when I say CSAT question, this really is not RC section. Rather, it is the critical reasoning section, because you will be thrown onto one passage, a very small passage, and on the basis of that, the paragraph would be asking you questions like, which of the following is the assumption that the author has made? Which of the following is essence of the paragraph? Which of the following the author agrees with? Which of the following the author does not agree with? So those are the kind of questions that you would be facing in this. Now, if you understand this thing, as I said that nowadays LR section is giving you less number of questions, but these are the topics that you may be focusing upon. Cubes and dices will give you at least 1 question. This topic, syllogism, will give you 2 to 3 questions. So we have to study this in detailed manner. Set theory will give you 1 question at least. Clocks and calendar, if you look at the paper of last year and last to last year, either you will get 1 question from clock or 1 question from calendar, but at least 1 question is going to be there. Now, coding and decoding will give you 1 question. Series completion will give you at least 1 question. Direction sense problems and blood relation problems, they will give you 1 question each. So if you look at these 8 topics, you are going to be having very close to 8 to 10 questions. Now, the topics that I did not write out here, these are the 2-3 topics that we need to be focusing upon. In addition to these, one is the puzzle test. The puzzle test problems. In addition to these 8 topics, we should also be focusing upon. So in addition to these 8 topics, we should also be focusing upon puzzle test problems and then the seating arrangement problems. Seating arrangement problems. So what are the questions that you might expect in puzzle test category? There are 5 friends. There are 5 surnames. They are coming from 5 different places. And then the jumbled information, and based on that, the problem will ask you 2 to 3 questions, right? So puzzle test and seating arrangement and these 8 topics will give you at least 10 questions. And nowadays, you're being asked only 10 to 12 questions, not more than that. So this is what we will be discussing upon during our preparation. We'll do each and every topic in a very detailed format. Now, how can this program specifically identify and address what you need? You see, we are going to discuss what is being asked in the examination. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing more. We are going to be focusing upon what CSAT paper is going to be asking you. That's the very first thing. The second, as I said, that 1/3 of preparation is when you sit in the classroom, and 1/3 is how many questions you are attempting when you're sitting at your home. but you will also be getting doubts. So we will be doing extensive doubt solving sessions. In addition to that, you will be having section wise test also, so that you have a better understanding as to how you have done in a particular topic, whether this is going to be your strength in the examination, whether it is going to be your weakness in the examination. You may have a better understanding after writing each and every section wise test. Then you're going to have full length mock test as well, and this is where you will have an evolved understanding as to how many questions you should be attempting from QA, how many questions you should be attempting from LR, how many questions you should be attempting from RC, how this paper is going to look like to you in the examination, how you should be getting 66 marks, how many questions you should be attempting, what is going to be your accuracy level. So this is what you will get a thorough understanding while writing the full length mock test, and we are going to be there to handhold each and everything. And then obviously I said that exam taking strategy we are going to be focusing upon. So this program is going to address and cater to what you're looking forward to crack this examination in 2023. So for another set of questions that you might be having in your mind, I'm always available. You can reach out to us and we will address your doubts and questions. Thank you very much for watching this video.